Hey there, it's Michelle Marie, and I am here. I'm doing a little series on why do an intensive. What is the difference between an intensive and going to a coach for hour and a half sessions? And what is the benefit of doing the deeper dive for a longer period of time? So, this is video number one, and this is the number one reason to do an intensive. Healing should not be a series of cliffhangers. So raise your hand if you have ever dropped on your therapist or coach or healing practitioner in the last 5 minutes of a session what you really wanted to talk about today, right? Raise your hand. I know that we've all done it. So one of the benefits to an intensive is that you have an opportunity to kind of break below the layer of frozen tension where your conditioned, patterned ways of kind of avoiding the uncomfortable feelings, the deeper layers of whatever it is that you've been working on, whether it's anxiety or, visibility, whatever it may be. An intensive, because it's a longer period of time, allows us to kind of get to that almost like breaking point inside that allows the real material, the real stuff that you have a desire to work on and that your subconscious is ready for you to work on, to rise up to the surface. And it also allows time for integration and just kind of slows down the process so that it can really like sink in like nutrients sinking into the roots. So the number one reason is really to allow you to break through that kind of layer that we tend to stay at, that because it's comfy and it's hard sometimes to break that open and get into what's really going on. Intensives allow you to do that. And it also helps create safety because there are going to be parts of us that are resistant to doing the deeper work, right? The parts of us that are protecting us and keeping us in the pattern because it feels like that's the only option to keep us safe. And so we have an opportunity in an intensive to be able to, again, work with the resistance, honor the resistance, support the resistance, which may sound counterintuitive, but is really important. We honor that resistance so that that part can be educated and held and supported, and then eventually allows us to get in and do the work. And again, what I've discovered is that intensives give us the opportunity to play with those resistant parts so that we can actually go in and do the deeper work. So my intensives run 4 to 5 hours, and I do 1-day intensives, 2-day intensives, 3-day intensives, depending on what the subject is, and clients prefer to break it up in many different ways. Some people like to do one, let it rest, see what comes up, and see if they want to do a second session. Some people know already that they want to do 2 sessions because either they've got 2 different issues that are connected in some way, or they want plenty of spaciousness to be able to work with the resistance first and then be able to do the deeper dive in the second 4 or 5 hour session. And some folks like to spread it out over, like a 3-month period. So 1 intensive and then another intensive and then another intensive, all within 3 months. So this work is so incredible. I didn't know it was possible to work in this way, to be able to really, again, break below that frozen layer of tension where we tend to stay comfy and really provide the safety for all parts of us to be able to access the deeper, richer material that we really need to be able to get to in order to foundationally shift a pattern. So that is number one. I will be back later for a couple of other reasons why you might want to do an intensive. Bye.